Hi everybody, Gabrielle here. I am back. I tried to go live, but it's Mercury retrograde, and so of course we're having technical difficulties. And I say that because when I tell you today started off with a bang, right? Last night, I was trying to get in contact with my mom, couldn't reach her. She went to bed early, right? So she calls me at nearly 5 a.m. Nearly, it wasn't quite 5, right? Alright. No problem. I was relieved to hear from her. And then I just kept having this feeling like, I think I double booked myself. And sure enough, I had, but I was able to fix it. So it was kind of like, okay, no problemo. Whew. So if you were already experiencing the effects, welcome to the bullshit. I tried to do this video earlier, but it was right before the trick-or-treater started, and I was like, let me just stop right now. Because it doesn't make sense with, the kids showing up. And I promise you, when I say a miracle showed up today, I think every parent in my area prayed for the rain to stop. And it did. It really did. It cleared up. It's beautiful. And it was like, promise 100% rain for like till tomorrow morning. But we was all like, nah, not the kids. Not the kids. Come on now. This is like the one day we are like all the parents out drinking wine, walking their kids, getting candy and shit. Like, it's a fun day. And apparently, they smiled on us because they granted the wish. Now, I had to switch my setup a little bit. I had to, think about my posture. Leaning over wasn't so great, so we're going to do this the way we did it back in the beginning. Yes, yes, yes. So I want to get the energy. I know we hit the retrograde and that sort of thing, and, we can, of course, expect technical issues. Like, on the real, I got a cell phone on standby. Like, I'm not even playing games. Like, this shit be happening. But I'm not trying to give it too much power nor credit. Yeah. Y'all, I'm going to post my picture for what I wore for Halloween this year. I was a dickhead, and I mean that. Like, no, I'm going to show you. Look, I'm going to show you the mask. Now, I ripped the fucking mask trying to make the eye holes bigger, but I had to tape it, right? I know, it's up close. And then this little boy gave me this glow-in-the-dark ring, right? So I was like, ooh, I'm going to pierce it. And now everybody know exactly what it was. When I tell you I had parents fucking dying, whoo, that shit was funny. Now, it was a very mixed reaction, which was even funnier to me. Some people just got it, and they were hilarious about it. And when kids asked me, I said, I'm anatomy. And left it at that. And, it was funny. The kids that actually got it made me look at them like a little special. Like, okay, you got a very progressive household, whatever. I had, like, parents coming back around to get another gander. It was fun. It really was a good time. I can't even front. I did exactly what I wanted to do. That shit was pure joy. So, Holy Spirit, if you don't mind joining us. And I'm going to try something. Oh, what car we got trying to reverse? Yo, what the devil was flipping. I like that. The devil in reverse. I like that. Releasing toxic patterns. There's a new moon tonight as well. So, is that what people are trying to bring in? A releasing of toxic patterns? Any sort of negative connotations in their life? Getting away from any false promises. I saw the 7 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So to me, that's a false promise. False start. Getting away from that sort of mindset. 2 more. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What is the energy for the collective? Let's see what's going on, y'all. Oh, shit. Look who out. Hey, y'all. Hey, ladies. Empress. So, we're feeling abundant, are we? 3 of Wands. Whew, Magician. Holy shit. 10 of Swords. Chariot. Justice. 6 of Swords. 7 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. And the overall energy is Judgment. And the 9 of Wands. bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. Now, ironically, when I put the cards out early, the Four of Cups did come out. I picked up the Enchanted Map deck, Oracle deck. So, if you don't mind, I want one card that shows where the majority of the collective is in their path. And then I want one card for the minority of the collective and where they are in their path. Thank you. One more. Majority. Heal the ouch. The minority is compass. Interesting. Now the overall energy, as I said, right? Judgment and the Knight of Wands, right? I started hearing Anita Baker immediately. I've given you the best that I've got, baby. I'm telling you, I've given you the best that I've got. Now, I grew up listening to Anita Baker. Beautiful voice. Independent artist. Like, if you ever want to know how to do it successfully, look up Anita Baker. You ever strike your lighter, and then the third time the shit light, but you're not expecting it to, so you give up, and the shit, you let it go, and you're like, fuck. That's just what happened. But like any real, toker, you got a backup lighter on. Stand by. Now, pardon me. Now, I told y'all, I'm a real person. I don't give a fuck about an edit. I don't give a fuck about pause. Life is life. And if I hit pause every time I had a fucking interruption or a thought to do something, guess what? We would never get a read now. And what's funny, right? I dropped my Merlinite wand earlier, and the piece broke off, and I was like, it's cool. Ain't no accident. So I started carrying that bitch around with me. Yo, Merlinite's the shit. I don't know if you know that, but it is. Hold on, I'm looking for something. And it's funny, right? Like, I have this, Goran Brothers hat. Like, I got a bunch of their hats. So, like, I love their hats. And I just found they're a direct dealer online. So I can get them Jones real cheap. Like, between $6.75 a hat and $13 something. Depending on your head size. But anyway. That shit was funny. But my hat, the one I was wearing today, has a little squirrel on it. And it says nuts, right? And so, like, I had a dickhead costume. And I've been rocking a hat that says nuts. Like, it is just the funniest type of humor, right? It was so, like, all night people trying to get me to take the mask off. Like, that shit was funny. Mask off. Fucking mask off. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I made the neighborhood list. Oh, some people were really fucking upset. But, hey. Why you mad? Like, for real. Why you mad? Lighten up. Halloween's not just for children. It's for everybody. And my shadow apparently was a dickhead. And that's how we chose to show it. I don't know how many of y'all can own the fact that your shadow side might be a fucking dickhead. But it might be. Who knows? Just saying. To thy own self be true. Anyway. Judgment, Nine of Wands. I kind of get this decision, right? Like your final curtain call with the Judgment. But it's like, there's this sense, right, of even though the terrain is a little treacherous here, you know where you're supposed to be. You know that even if you fuck this boat up, right? If you just make it to land, you'll be cool. So there's like some sort of calculated risk involved that I feel with this. And because it's the Nine of Wands, right? And it's like in the Judgment card, he's holding the Caduceus, right? And it's a wand in the middle. So that's 10 wands, right? It's like, I see this as someone understanding that it's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a burden. It really is. But at the same token, there's a want and a wish to still proceed. And with the Chariot in the middle of the deck, to me that just, in the middle of the spread, it just really does confirm that shit. Mm-hmm. Trying again, even though it's tough, even though it's hard, even though it's almost too much. Almost, but not quite. To me, it's more of a recognition of the amount of work involved and still the wanting to resurrect, the wanting to proceed. Now, this could all just be the influence of the retrograde with this Lazarus act, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative. And the first line we have the Empress, the Three of Wands, and the Magician. Right? Empress. That is some of the biggest, like, on the real, y'all can't see that. Look at this shit. Look. Receive. You asked for something. You manifested something. I almost feel like there's an immaturity here that prevents you from understanding what it is you've called in. It's funny, right? I'm looking at the Empress, and it's like the weed is so dense here, right? It's dense behind her. But it's like here, it's like, see what she's harvested? It's like a path has been cleared. It's like something has opened up. But the way she's holding the bundle, right? It almost feels like baggage. Like I said, someone's deciding to proceed even though it's a lot. It's almost too much, but it's not quite. It's again acknowledgement of how much work it's going to be. Because whomever this is resonating for, either you or the person you're watching this for, has got some baggage they're bringing. And they're trying to cart it very neatly, but it's still baggage nonetheless. Now, Empress, this could be you. This is your card out here. You could be toting around some unnecessary baggage. Some of it's beneficial. If this baggage is wisdom, like knowledge applied, lessons, blessings, wisdom, then that's different. Then carrying it around is beneficial. Lessons, what not to do again. Lessons on how you got here to this level of success and independence, to this fluidity in your creativity to this state of enlightenment with these beautiful periwinkled lilac-ish colored blossoms on her gown. I feel like whatever this is being offered to you damn nearly on a silver platter. Or will be. Because Three of Wands is a card of co-creation. It's the tier of experience manifestation. It's like you put a prayer out there and the universe responds and goes, okay. This person was divinely guided to you. Just see the feet, same color purple on the feet and on the gown. Like literally, it's being laid right in front of you. For some of you, this is about some sort of token of affection. Could even be about a proposal. Maybe for some of you, you've been trying to manifest a marital contract. Reciprocity. It's like you want someone to offer as much as you're willing to give. It's funny, right? Because you have both the hands out here, right? And this one is more like, here, this way, be my guest. And this is a much more demanding sort of energy. And so it's like, because you're willing, because this is who you are, you demand the same from anyone entering your energetic field in a potential connection, like romantic connection. But ask yourself this, right? Just for example, and I don't believe this is for the majority. I believe this particular statement is for like 1 or 2 people. Maybe 5. If you are this abundant, right, across the board, if you got all the money in the motherfucking world that you could possibly need and or want, you don't need a man or woman with real money. It's nice because I'm sure you've experienced people trying to extort you for what you have. You know what I mean? Like, use you. So I feel like that's a safety net. It's protection, yes. But it might be preventing you from a really magnificent person. Because I feel like the person that they're putting in front of you does have an incredibly lot to offer. They do. This person seems like they're very well invested, but they may not have dividends. They might not be liquid currently. And so you might be more liquid, meaning cash on hand. And this person seems like they are more, like I said, invested. And it's like, for some, everything else checks out. Yeah. Yeah. This person could even have been in another partnership. And maybe that's why there's like this demanding for some of a ring. Like I said, for those of you who've been trying to manifest a marriage. But that's not many right here. But what's going to happen is a flow. It's going to be like spiritually directing traffic. You're literally, for those of you who have found someone who is not your economic equal, you're going to have to control yourself, is what I see with this. Because I feel like this person isn't egoic, but they have pride. And so you're not going to be able, this is fucked up because I feel like this is suppression. But maybe that's just me being immature. I don't know. You're going to have to really be super duper careful about which elements you present and in which quantity. I mean, this shit looked like a valve to me in the Magician card right now. You remember them old school, like, tub knobs and whatnot? Maybe like a little X, a circle in the middle, and like that. You're going to have to be real controlled on how much money you flex and what you say, and, you know, like, or maybe this is the person that you're dealing with, and this is how they'll have to be with you. I don't know, but I feel like this is the feminine energy having to pull back their passion and their fiery nature and embody a little bit more softness, purity, reserve. Yeah, with that. Like, you're going to have to slowly turn on them wells. The only thing that I really do see where there are minimum blockages is the love, the connection to spirit, the passion, because that's this flume here, this flow. Like, that seems to be able to get through with no problem. I feel like the communication is blocked. I feel like because the communication is blocked, any real effort in the 3D is also not being permitted. The swords here, like holding that pentacle in place, like even if this thing was spinning like the Wheel of Fortune here, it wouldn't be able to move because like it's like locked in position. And so it's like, because there's no communication, there's no real action being taken on this side of things in the real world. But I feel like up in the 5D, this section up here, everything's good. But the minute we get to this communication, right, even the love, right, there isn't even enough love for the communication to truly connect and flow. That's the problem with that. There. But, you know, if this proceeds, right, with this Lazarus act that I see over here in the energy, you know, it's like you're going to have to slowly turn the faucet on. ever so gently to alleviate the pressure. Line 2 consists of Ten of Swords, Chariot, and Justice. Well, the beautiful thing about this line is that it's already done and over with. You're already in this space of recovery and balance, heading in that direction quickly. Because again, the 10, it's over, right? See how the Sword of Truth victory is up here? It cycles back from 1 to 9, and once it reaches the 10, it's just 1 and 0, and so it just goes back to 1. And so there is a swift call for movement to restore not just, the karmic scales, but the scales of life in itself. Just the balance of things. But, for some, this definitely is the karmic scales. To clear the air. Like I said, there was blockages in communication up here. But because it's there's nothing worse that can happen. And so because of that, now this. See how the horses' mouths are open? Like somebody ready to just blab and like a feral animal, just howl. And I feel like the receptive party is just that. Like, they're literally, this horse looks surprised over here by this one's just how much their tongue is wagging. Like, really, this is big communication. But I feel like this is grand. Horses are like, yeah, to me they're like a grand sort of animal, regal. So I feel like whatever this is, or whatever action this is with the chariot energy here, it's going to be big. It's going to be a very big gesture. That's why I keep getting ring up here. This gesture is done in hopes, in like some sort of universal alignment to restore the balance and order within. But again, this is like knowledge. This is like those people who have commitment ceremonies or recommitment ceremonies after have been married for several years. It's like, okay, shit, now that we really know what it's about, all right, let's recommit. Because after everything that we've been through and we still in it, I think we should, honor that. That's what some of this feels like for some. This could be a recommitment. Yeah. It's like, there is no choice but for balance to come back in. That Ten of Swords, like, shit, you can't do no worse than that. And because of that, it's like, literally, the cosmos. I didn't realize this till just a second. Look, 6, 7, 8. All of this is in divine order. And then look, 9 over here, and then there's 10. Shit. I do have 2 3s in here. Empress and the 3 of Wands. Chariot 7. Justice is 11. Judgment is 20. Anyway. The final line is the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. It's like after a period of chaos, rough times, it's like someone has their sights set on a much more peaceful existence and also a much more serene mindset. Yeah. After a period of recovery. Because it's like I see the Ten of Swords and then I see the Six of Swords, so the difference between them is the Four. And so it's like, okay. After a period of recovery. Someone is choosing. Yeah, it's like prayer, reflection, because it's like, see how the girl here is praying? And again, you have the Six of Swords, and like I said, the difference between the Ten and the Six is the Four, which is like meditation, recovery, healing, that sort of thing. And so after that space, just praying for like the right decision to make of what to do, where to go. This person, either you or them, will choose what feels otherworldly. See how she's floating over the water? Something that has a deep emotional connection, but also has a deep spiritual connection. That is the way in which you're going to go. That's where you're going to put your effort and energy into. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, after heartbreak, moving towards justice, harmony. And for some, this is going to be the choice to continue to work solely on yourselves, even though you know that it could potentially be, it still applies, stressful, trying, whatever you want to call it. But I see I don't really see single. I don't. Because it jumps from the Eight of Pentacles to the Empress, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, when I was shuffling the cards, as I said to y'all, you know, the devil came out backwards, reversed. So that toxicity has come to an end. Which is great. Even if it was just a period, it's ended. Alright, let's check out the enchanted cards, right? So the majority of the collective is at Heal the Ouch. 38, which is what? A 13 breaking down to a 4. So 4s are interesting, right? Because they can be very stable or they can be abrupt and rough. But 4s are solid numbers. Heal the Ouch. It says, forgiveness is the healer of the soul. Upright, this is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, this message may be that you're being called to change your behaviors in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're asked to be conscientious of your footprint on the sacred earth in all of life and to commit to the healing path. The Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. And then come out in reversal. I'm not reading the reversal. And for the minority of the collective, compass. So you're needing some direction is what that feels like to me, right? As long as you orient your compass to true north, the direction of your higher power, you will never be lost. You're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed to true north. Only spirit or a higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your true path. They are simply things you may experience along the journey. Know that spirit is working in your life. So even if you feel lost temporarily, it may be easy to find your way. Have faith and trust for your compass with spirit, as true north will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night when all seems dark. It's beautiful because that's what tonight was at first, and then it cleared. It was like, oh, there's a light. Understanding what this journey is all about. Why you were even brought to this plane of existence. That's what the journey's about. Excuse me. What higher purpose and function do you serve to the greater good of humanity? That's what we're all here to do, to help one another. Not in a singular sort of way, but in a very massive I'm sorry, hold on. I don't want to... Totalitarian is a type of political party and government. That's not what I mean. Totality. There we go. That's what I meant. Totality. How do we help people in the totality? In the grand scheme of things, right? What's on the compass? It's a little frog. Sometimes you gotta leap, right? It's funny, right? Because the Earth's magnetic force fields can fuck with your compass. you feel a pull this way and you think you heading down the right path, right? But lo and behold, it was a fluctuation in the atmosphere, and all of a sudden you off your fucking path. We've all experienced this. Hence the term false twin. Right? As you become more aware and comfortable with these energies, you'll be able to leap and jump to where you're supposed to be and get back in your orientation of your true north much quicker and faster. It's discernment. You've been given the skills to do it, so do it. And for those of us who've been on the journey for quite some time, the majority, right? Healing the ouch is big, right? Because I feel like looking at the raccoon in the image, right? The raccoons have a little nurse's outfit on. So I feel like the person who's been the bandit, the person who's been the bastard, the person who's been the most egregious, right, is the one attempting to make amends, to heal you. Or will. And it's like, you have to be willing and open to accept this healing, to allow them to nurture you. It's about being open, like we started with the reading, with the Empress, being receptive. Now that the path has been cleared, yes, there are some lessons, you know what not to do. Again, it's almost like tempering yourself, only turning the water on it, so fast, and to so much pressure and velocity. You know better. You don't want it splattering everywhere. You know what to do. But it's like taking that and being able to transmute that and to accept this. And that way you can feel the stability you've so drastically and direly longed for. And then for those who are in the minority, it's a 50, right? But it's a 5. And so it's like this journey, this path, it's full of change. And you really do need to embrace the abrupt change that comes along with it. Yeah. That's what I got. Alright, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. They are greatly appreciated. Happy Halloween to you and your family. Light and love. Bye. Oh, no, wait. Thank you for your private bookings and your donations. They are greatly appreciated. You can find me at intuitivedownloads19@gmail.com, or I'm working it out. You can either try Busy Bee Digital on Instagram or Tell All Your Business Tarot on Instagram. Who knows? All right. Light and love. Bye.